If the ball was in the air, they took it away. If the ball was popped free, they picked it up. 5 takeaways in last week's game.
On the screen, this is Eckler. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Partner, doesn't seem like it, but that's a tough spot for a kicker. First drive of the game, and they're calling on him. He should be warmed up. He should be into the game, but sometimes it's almost like, oh, what now already? Can't they put it in the end zone? What's going on here?
Yeah, he's probably saying if he can't get it in the end zone, can you give me a 30, 40-yarder? A long one, and he can't connect. Now a touchdown, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Over the middle, complete. It's Roberts. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. To throw again on second down. Herbert looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Cook. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Herbert setting up to throw on first down.
Hold on.
That's complete.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Now left side on the swing pass. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Again, Herbert. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Herbert operating from the red zone. And he's got it. Got his man on the end round. Complete. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Justin Herbert looking to pass. He's going to find Cook here in the end zone. For Charger touchdown. Jared Cook, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers are an extra point away from moving out in front. Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. So he missed his lone field goal try, but he's got this one as that extends their lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. That holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific. It's not great starting field position as well.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Now here's Mahomes. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. That's caught. It's DeMarcus Robinson. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Final shot before the half from Mahomes. And going deep for Hill. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So that PI call will give him one more play.
And it'll be an untimed play as well. Now the half will end after this one, unless there's another defensive penalty.
They'll throw now on the final play. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a one-point game. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coach. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. It'll be the Chiefs football to begin quarter number 3, and they trail here as we are back underway now on EA Sports. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense
it's back to a one-score game here in the fourth.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
And now White, not sure exactly what happened, but he's still down. More from L.A. in a moment.
this actually is.
This one out to the 25. And now here comes Kansas City. Set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores.
Play, we've got a man down on the field. More from L.A. in a moment. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. They'll hand it off now. Williams. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all time.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense, rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defense in front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. First down now, but that clock rolling. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. That's some strong running, and he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. And they'll bring it down after just a short pickup. The Chiefs will try and get to the line quickly. They'll run it with
Got it.
Williams.
Let's go, baby. Oh my God.
For the touchdown and a game winner in OT. Well, I know at points of this when you wanted to close your eyes.
Let's go, baby. And that was the legit score, so I did perfect on what I did. Oh my gosh.
It was, and you know the people really enjoyed this game. They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks,
Oh
right?
my
See the
gosh.
14 to 11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for Kansas City, it's a 10th win of the year now as they move to 10 and 4. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, they fall to 8 and 6 with the loss. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans.
Let me see if I actually got the exact points. What was the score of the Kansas City Chiefs and Los Angeles Chargers football game?